Fordham is here. This time around I'll be reviewing Transformers Target exclusive Air Raid. Now this review was actually requested by Glorthax, and I originally told him I couldn't find this figure, and but recently I went to Target and lo and behold they had a ton of these, so I guess that was a sign, and I went out and bought one. And I'm kind of glad I did, because after reading his bio I really like this guy, and this is before I even opened him up. But he's a no-nonsense Autobot. I mean, he's basically an all-out good guy. I mean, this guy does not put up with anything. Let's see if I can scan it real quick here. Basically, Decepticons make him sick, because Decepticons break the law. They have no respect for anything or anyone, and he feels that it's his duty to make them pay and bring them to justice. That's not the exact wording on the back of the box, but that's basically how he feels. And he's a hunter, and that's what he spends his life doing. Is he tracks down Decepticons, and he's going to make them pay. So that's one heck of an Autobot. He reminds me of Armorhide from the Scout Class Target series. This guy is a repaint of the Energon Skyblast, and Skyblast is actually in the colors of Generation 1 Jetfire, Skyfire, same character, two different names, where the body of the plane is white and he has the red trim on his wings and other places, as well as some black touches where the vents are and such. Now the Energon Skyblast I don't think is Jetfire, but he looks very much like him in terms of his color scheme and his helmet. And he's a nice figure, very nice. Even though I'm not a big fan of Energon figures, this certainly is a very nice one. I have Energon RC, not the Energon version, but the Target, not RC, Elita 1. RC was a blue Scout, and Elita 1 was Elita 1 colors, pinkish violet or whatever that color is. Very good jet mode in any case. This guy is a different character though. He is not Skyblast. This one is Air Raid, so he's a different character, even though he shares the same mold, kind of like Cliffjumper and Bumblebee. Now, his head does show in plane mode. That's the only drawback I can find, other than his silly plastic peg landing gears. But those two I really don't have a real problem with. He looks fantastic, even though he is a make-believe jet. He's not anything from Earth, so we can assume that this may be a Cybertron version of a jet, if they have any, and or whatever world he's from. So I'm of course speculating here, because we really don't know where Air Raid is from, but he is not from Earth originally like any of the Transformers, but he hasn't necessarily taken on an Earth form. But that aside, he looks fantastic as what he is. And you know, I gotta say, these Scout classes have impressed me. Not all of them, but a number of them, and this being one of them. He has these things here that I'm not sure what they're for, but they extend out. You can make it look like he's hovering or something, or about to grab something. You can also fold them to where they're like fingers. They interlock. And basically what these also serve a purpose as to holding the legs together as well when he's in jet mode. So it works very effectively, even though they don't lock in place or anything like that. He comes with accessories. He comes with a gun. Now this piece does come out, but I can't for the life of me pull it out, and I'm not going to force it. So just take my word for it. You can separate it, but if it doesn't want to comply, then don't force with it. And he comes with a big honking gun. I mean, that thing is nice. That can go on his nose, as you can tell. A lot of the Energon figures, if not all of them, came with oversized weapons, and some of them were ridiculously oversized. Energon Starscream is one of them, where his sword, when you combine it, is so large that he cannot hold his arm up. Sword, gun, whatever it was. I had one for a while. I sold it. I liked them, but not enough to keep them. Large weapon, which really isn't that bad considering some of the other ones that I've seen from Energon. Now, just so you know, I don't have any Energon figures other than this one and the Elita 1 Target Scout. So they never really impressed me much. But that's how he looks. He's got these things that you put on each side, and this one. In the Energon series, they were dark, translucent red. He still comes with his Energon chip. I have no idea what these are for. I guess you stick them on the circular part here where he has the Autobot logo, but I'm not sure if that's an Autobot logo. I was worried that it might be a Sector 7 because he has it right there. He has S7. So, but it goes on top here, and this is supposed to be, I guess, if I have this right, these little guys form the weapons for the bigger Transformers. So they make this stuff. So I guess this makes a weapon from like this and this that combine to form the weapon for the larger bots. But they carried it over with this one. Now, to transform him, you can leave these on or off, doesn't really matter. But I'll leave them on, but I'll take this part off. Pull that out. Pull that out. And then you separate the legs. And you bring them around. Now, before I go any further, this is neat. This is like the original Automorph. Of course, they don't call it that. But this is a very good idea. When you turn this around, this will turn around. See if I can get that all in frame here. See how it's turning? And his head is spinning around as well. Very nicely done. For such a small figure, that's very thoughtful. And considering this is from Hasbro, it's amazing that they went through all that trouble. And the cone part, you're going to pull down a little bit behind him. Like that. So he has his head exposed. Okay? Then you're going to finish up with the feet. Bring them down, cover the exhaust here, and form the feet here. Pull that back. You're going to bring this forward. Do the same on the other side here. Bring that around. Put that back. A heel spur in the toes. He's got guns for toes. I like that. Can't fault a figure like that. Like the Vector Prime has the same kind of deal. Now the wings are going to turn around 180. 180. Okay? There he is. This is Scout Class Target Exclusive Air Raid. I'm going to take these off for the moment here, okay? I'm going to talk about his posability. He has no knee movement because of the way he transforms.
Watch the whip, watch snap attack.